if I wanted to like clickbait y'all or clip farm y'all, I would tell y'all that like, yo, I stole the secrets from the Masonic Lodge. Let me tell you what the Black Boule knows that you don't know. But like, they know stuff you don't know, but I promise you it's way more boring than you think. The last control any secret society has over a population is the fact that there are no secrets. But for you who believes there to be secrets, it's easier in your conception for you to like insist that there is. I can prove that there's not, though, you know. There's no secrets. It's just there's tools and symbols for you to use, and if you can understand how to use a tool and a symbol correctly, then you're using a part of your brain that, if you continue to use it correctly, is going to grow to a point where you're going to perceive the reality different than other people. That's all. That's all. They talk about like their third eye shit. Like, if you develop your human capability, what they don't tell you is you have to have your body in shape, your mind and your spirit in shape, all three of your vehicles, in order for you to achieve what these societies were quote unquote built to achieve, because they're not built to control other people. Sometimes people in the societies take the lessons and use them to control other people, and then they get hit back. In order for you not to get hit back with karma, then you have to let them know, like, hey, don't get this fucking poison shot that we're giving you. Don't do it. We're gonna hurt you. All right, you did it. You're stupid. All right, well, we got a whole bunch of spells and rituals and protocols for stupid people, and you've just been stupid. So we're gonna continue to do a whole bunch of stupid shit, and you guys are gonna yell and complain, and then you're still gonna show up yourself. You got free will to do whatever the fuck you want, but you're gonna listen to some niggas on TV. Okay. To each their own. Like, at the end of the day, that is what it is. But in your mind, you believe that you have to do things. You're going to say your job's going to make you do it. Your God's going to make you do it. Your husband, your money. I know. Then go do it. Then you need to go do what you need to go do. But I promise you, if you had some fucking nuts, internally as ovaries or externally as testes, they could vibrate with the pituitary gland here, and you can create a field of your own reality. I'm just trying to tell you how it works, but whatever. They know this in the secret lodges. What pissed me off and why I'm talking about it is they didn't know shit. They don't know shit. I think they know. I really think when I'm going to go into the Masonic Lodge and I'm going to like go in there, like, these niggas are gonna be floating rocks and shooting fire out, and they're gonna tell me like, you can't do it unless you meditate for 30 years, and I'm just gonna be like, fuck it, I gotta meditate for 30 years now once I see it. No. These niggas is mostly gay. And that's weird to me, because like, you don't need a secret, so you don't have to be gay secretly, just go be gay. But like, they're just like men dressing up in robes and shit, who some have the perception to be able to count correctly, but most don't. I was pissed, bro. I was pissed. And I ain't shit. I grew up in a look, La Sierra basketball, bro. I grew up in little Adventist. CJ goes on his journey to find information, and then he ends up going to all these places, and when he finds it, there ain't shit, bro. These niggas don't know shit. Just go meditate in the ground and get your information yourself and live your best life. I promise you that's the best answer. But for the nigga who is like me on the other side, who wants information, it's out there on the internet. The best way for you to like access it is to follow your heart. That's the best way. The second best way is get a pen out, because I'm about to give you a whole bunch of books. Isaac Bentov, all his books. Walter Russell, all his books. Go study a man named John Keeley and understand his vibrational theories and what he thought about the atom. Study how AI works, study neural networks, and then what you're going to do is learn how base counting systems work, right? And then once you get comfortable learning how base counting systems work, you're going to overlay it onto binary code. That's what the Yoruba do. That's what they do in Ifa. That's what the Dogon do. So don't look at me like you can't do it, nigga. Because I'm talking to niggas. Fuck these white people for a second. Fuck everybody else. I'm just talking to y'all niggas. Y'all, on one end, we try to pretend like we dumb, and we know we not dumb. And then we try to pretend like we scared of voodoo, but we gonna go rap and freestyle at lunch. I'm over the fear. And we have fully developed systems that already exist on the earth. And we keep saying, oh, they're ancient systems. And I look at them like, if you put that there, you put that there, and you hum a certain way, you know that motherfucker gonna, like, you know that motherfucker gonna vibrate up. But that's why you try to keep me trapped over here in America. Because if you let me go back to Egypt, I'm going to show you how it works. Egypt is not what you think it is. Egypt is a fucking playground, bro. Y'all niggas be worshiping what we created for fun. what the gods created for fun. And y'all gonna call me a god again because I don't have any problem with you guys calling me that. A god ain't shit. A god is someone who can produce good. The devil is someone who can produce bad. And I can produce both. So I'm better than both of those niggas and I'm worse than both of those niggas. So which way are we going? Good or bad? I don't know. But I'm better and worse than both of these niggas. I am. It's true. I checked the record of my DNA on the inside of me, bro. And if you need help, I got some mushrooms. Like, that's the crazy part about this reality, bro. The crazy part about this reality is there's a physical substance you can eat. And if you can focus your mind, you can get what you want. But if you can't focus your mind and you can't steer the information, then you're gonna get lost. They're gonna call you schizophrenic. But once again, because it's all connected. Y'all don't think it's connected, but it is. So all I see is connection. Schizophrenia, schizo means to cut. Science, schizo, schism, cut. Phrenic is your phrenic nerve. Where is that? What's up here in your neck? The phrenic nerve controls how much you breathe. So if I cut your phrenic nerve, you become schizophrenic. And if you're schizophrenic, it just means you can't breathe. But a functional schizophrenic, an effective schizophrenic will be somebody who has decreased phrenic tone in their nerve, either unilaterally or bilaterally. I was trained medically, bro. I was trying to be a nerd. I was trying to like go be a doctor or something. And I realized the game halfway through. Like I woke up, right? But I can talk about anything you want to talk about because I can read books. See, that's the whole part too. When I was in, okay, I guess we just gonna talk about the Tesla charge. We can really talk about it right now. Look, I don't really mean to rant. I don't really make it about me. It's not about me. I just gotta, what are we talking about? I'll talk about me in a second. What are we talking about? I don't even remember. Whatever. I'll just keep talking. But it's not about me. I don't like talking about me, but I'm gonna talk about me. I've been able to read at the college level since I was 5. But what y'all don't understand about what that means is I've been able to perceive reality at the college level since I was 5. Meaning, all I need is a word for something and I can understand its totality. Now that sounds weird to you, but I always have thought that's what words were for. You get a word to capture what something is, and then it gives you a definition. Like, okay, so define and refine, right? So you can kind of zoom in or zoom out with the word. So you have definitions and you have refinitions. So you have a refinery and a definition. So you'd have a definery and a refinery, right? So words, what they do is they capture an image and you can focus in, you can focus out. And I've been able to do this since I'm fucking 5. So looking at the reality is not the same for me. It's different because there's no problems. I don't see problems. I don't really see solutions, but if I were to see anything, I'd see a solution. Things are the way they are, instantly in the moment, always. And you change them based on yourself. There's nothing good or bad that's ever happened in life. There's just situations, and you have to look and evaluate the routes that put you there. Because you put yourself there. Now, sometimes in life, it don't seem like you put yourself there because you forgot who you were in like your last life. But you don't live a last life. You transfer your consciousness from one body to the next. Because babies aren't conscious. Babies are vessels. But that's why they're pure, just love and joy at the beginning. They're like reset vessels. And then a consciousness who dies at like 90 goes into a body of a baby. But babies are just reset. And if you live your life correctly, in order to balance that opposite, you can leave your quote-unquote body as an elder and go into heaven or the realm of the ancestors while you still live here. In the same way that the baby doesn't really... Whatever, man. Y'all don't understand nothing about nothing because y'all don't study and y'all don't count. And y'all think I'm talking weird, but you can't because you don't study. You can't... Like, I was watching a movie today, and like... It was like a African version of John Wick. I think it was called The Black Book. It's on Netflix. And to be honest with you, our Nigerian brothers and sisters could have done a little bit of a better job with the cinematography of it. Some of the shots, they did an okay job. But just the overall cinematography of it, I can't really sign off on it. Because, like, Nigerians have demonstrated a certain level, again, with the word, but a certain level of diversity and control, even, with the physical word. Through poetry. And if you understand that, that shouldn't be too hard for you to transfer onto the screen so you can do better. But anyway, I'm saying all that because it was like a Black John Wick thing. They were trying to frame him, so all the regular plebs were like, he did it, he's a criminal. But he wasn't the criminal, right? That's how people think or used to think, but we can't think like that anymore, and we don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even think like that anymore. If you're actually an idiot, if somebody says, yo, he's a thief, and you just start running after him because he's a thief, like, you're an idiot. Because you just believe what somebody else said. You have no reference or data points. So what the fuck are we talking about? I don't even know what we're talking about. It's been 10 minutes. I was supposed to, whatever. Love and peace. I'll see you on the next one. I'm just talking shit.